Chosen one, stop whatever you're doing and listen. Because what I'm about to tell you will shake something deep inside you. This is not just another video. This is a message. A revelation. And it's meant for you. If you have found your way here, it's not by accident. Something has guided you to this very moment, at this exact time in your life, because you are meant to hear what I am about to say. There is something buried inside of you. A memory. A moment from your childhood that seemed small at the time, so insignificant that you forgot it. Or maybe you convinced yourself it didn't matter. But that moment, yes, that very moment, was the key. It was a sign, a whisper from the universe, a seed planted in your soul, waiting for the right time to bloom. And today, right now, in this very moment, that time has come. You need to remember. This isn't just a video you stumbled upon. This is a wake-up call from the divine, from forces beyond what your eyes can see. Something has been happening in your life recently. Haven't you felt it? Haven't you noticed the shifts? The restlessness? The strange coincidences? The feeling that something is about to change, even if you can't quite explain why? You're not imagining it. You're not crazy. This is real. For years, you've carried something deep within you, something you haven't been able to put into words. A feeling. A knowing. A sense that you are different. That your life has a purpose greater than what you've been told. And yet, somewhere along the way, the world made you forget. Life distracted you. People told you that you were just dreaming, that your thoughts were just fantasies, that what you felt wasn't real. But they were wrong. Because you, chosen one, are waking up. Think back to your childhood. There was a moment, maybe a dream, maybe a conversation, maybe a strange feeling that hit you like a wave. A moment when, for just a split second, you knew. You saw something, felt something, understood something that you couldn't explain. It might have been a strange encounter with a stranger who told you something cryptic, a vision that made no sense at the time, a moment when you felt a deep presence surrounding you. And then, as quickly as it came, it was gone. And life carried on. But that moment wasn't random. You see, the universe doesn't work randomly. Nothing happens without a reason. That moment was a message. A confirmation. A glimpse of something greater than yourself. And now, years later, that message is knocking on the doors of your mind once again. Because you are ready to receive it. Because you have reached the point in your life where the truth must be revealed. You feel it, don't you? That sense of anticipation building up inside you right now, that energy in your chest, that unshakable knowing that something big is happening at this very moment. That's not just a feeling. That's the awakening. The stirring of the memory you buried long ago. The call that has been waiting for you to hear it. But listen carefully. Not everyone is meant to hear this message. Not everyone is meant to remember. There are those who will walk through life asleep, never realizing what was placed inside them. Never knowing their true purpose. But you are different. You are here because you are one of the few who were meant to wake up. To step into the truth. To remember. And when you do, everything will change. This isn't just about remembering some random childhood moment. This is about unlocking a part of yourself that has been hidden for far too long. A part of yourself that the world tried to silence. A part of yourself that holds the key to your destiny. Because once you remember, once you truly understand what that moment meant, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. You've been feeling lost, haven't you? Searching for something, even if you couldn't quite put your finger on what it was. You've been looking for answers, feeling like there's something more, something beyond what you can see. You've felt different from others your entire life, like you don't quite belong, like the way they see the world doesn't make sense to you. That's because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to rise. And the moment you remember, the moment you accept the truth, the shift will begin. You will start to see things differently. you will start to recognize the signs that have always been around you, hidden in plain sight. You will start to understand why you've faced the struggles you have, why you've been through pain, why you've always felt like you were meant for something greater. Because you are. But before you can step into that greatness, before you can claim what has always been yours, you must remember. That moment, that childhood incident, is the key. It holds a message that was placed inside of you long before you even knew what it meant. A message that was meant to guide you to this very moment, where you would finally be ready to receive it. Take a deep breath. Because what I am about to reveal next will shake you. You are standing at the edge of something powerful, something life-changing. And once you take the next step, there is no turning back. Once you open your eyes to the truth, you can never unsee it. The only question is, are you ready? Because what comes next will change everything. Something inside you has already shifted. You feel it, don't you? The air around you feels heavier, charged with something invisible yet undeniable. Your thoughts are racing, your heart is beating just a little faster than before. That's not just excitement. That's not just anticipation. That is energy. That is the shift. The awakening. The very moment that has been waiting for you all along. What I am about to say is not for everyone. This is only for those who feel the pull deep in their soul, the ones who know that something about this message is speaking directly to them. The ones who have always known, on some level, that their life was meant to be something different. The ones who are ready to claim what is theirs. If you are still here, listening, then you already know that you are not like the others. You are not here by accident. You are here because you were meant to be. And if you know this, if you feel it inside you, then you need to claim it. Right now. This very moment. Not later, not when it's convenient, not when you feel more prepared. Now. Because if you wait, if you hesitate, you risk missing the very moment that has been waiting for you your entire life. The universe speaks in alignment, in divine timing. And right now, everything is aligning in your favor. But you have to act. If this message resonates with you, if something inside you is telling you that this is not just another video, if you feel the energy shifting, then type 99 in the comments right now. This is not just a comment. This is not just engagement. This is a declaration. This is a confirmation that you are stepping into what was always meant for you. When you type 99, you are sending a signal into the universe, a signal that says you are ready. A signal that says you accept the path that is unfolding before you. This is the moment where you take control of your destiny. Where you step out of the shadows of doubt and step into the light of knowing. Where you acknowledge that you are not ordinary, that you were never meant to live a small life, that you were always meant for more. This is the moment where you finally break free from the illusion that has kept you trapped for so long. The world has tried to keep you asleep. The world has tried to convince you that you are powerless, that your dreams are just fantasies, that the feelings you have are just in your head. But the world is wrong. And deep down, you know it. The only reason you have ever doubted yourself is because of the voices that were never meant to guide you in the first place. The voices of those who are still asleep. The voices of those who never saw what you saw, who never felt what you felt. But now, it's time to let go of those voices. To silence them once and for all. Because right now, something far greater is speaking to you. Something that has been waiting for you to listen for a very long time. And finally, you are hearing it. Finally, you are remembering. Finally, you are stepping into what was always meant for you. If you are still here, it means something inside you refuses to walk away from this message. Something inside you is holding on, waiting, knowing that what comes next is something you need to hear. And that's because it is. This is not just another video. This is a moment of alignment, a moment where everything that has ever happened in your life has led you here. Take a deep breath. Because in just a moment, I am going to reveal something that will make everything clear. But before I do, I need you to understand something. This journey is not going to be easy. There will be moments when you doubt. Moments when you feel like giving up. Moments when the world tries to pull you back into the illusion, into the smallness, into the version of yourself that was never real to begin with. But you cannot go back. Not after this. Not after hearing what you were about to hear. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. Once you wake up, you can never go back to sleep. Something inside you has always known that you were meant for something greater. You felt it in the way you think differently than others. In the way you sense things before they happen. In the way you have always felt just a little out of place, as if you were never meant to fit into the mold that society tried to force upon you. That's because you weren't. You were not meant to live a life of limitation. You were not meant to accept the ordinary. You were not meant to be one of the ones who stay asleep. And now, you can finally see why. Right now, something is happening inside of you. You may not fully understand it yet, but you can feel it. The shift. The pull. The undeniable truth that something has changed. And it has. The moment you found your way to this message, your life took a turn. A new path opened up before you. A path that leads you straight to the truth. But the truth is not always easy. The truth requires you to let go of the lies you have been told your entire life. The lies that say you are not powerful. That you are not chosen. That you are not capable of becoming something greater than what you were told you could be. Those lies have kept you small for far too long. And now, you are being called to step out of them. Because you are chosen. And if you accept that, if you are truly ready to step into your power, then you must claim it. Say it out loud. Right now. I am chosen. I am ready. I am stepping into my purpose. Let those words sink into your soul, let them become a part of you, let them replace every doubt you have ever had. Because in just a moment, I am going to reveal something about your past. Something you have forgotten. Something that will shift the way you see yourself forever. And when I do, you will understand why you have always felt the way you do. Why you have always known, deep down, that your life was meant for something different. The forgotten moment from your childhood. The moment that holds the key to everything. The moment that will make everything finally make sense. There was a time when you were too young to understand the significance of what happened. A moment that passed so quickly, yet its impact never truly left you. It was buried beneath years of distractions, routines, and the expectations the world placed upon you. But now, it is time to remember. It is time to uncover what was hidden. Because the moment you do, you will see your entire life differently. Think back to when you were a child. There was something, an experience, a dream, a feeling that made you pause, that made you question reality itself. Maybe it was a moment where you felt an overwhelming sense of presence around you, as if something or someone was watching over you. Maybe it was a dream so vivid, so real, that it stayed with you even after you woke up. Or maybe it was a sudden knowing, a deep sense that you were meant for something more, something bigger than what your young mind could comprehend. At the time, you didn't have the words to describe it. You didn't know how to explain it to others. And so, as time passed, you let it fade away, convinced that it was nothing more than a trick of the mind. But it wasn't. It was real. That moment was a message. A signal sent directly to you. A glimpse into a reality beyond what your physical eyes could see. It was placed in your path for a reason, meant to prepare you for what was to come. And now, years later, that reason is being revealed. You have always been different. You have always known, deep in your soul, that you are not like everyone else. That the way you see the world, the way you experience life, is not the same as those around you. Others may have ignored the whispers, dismissed the signs, but you felt them. Even when you didn't understand them, even when you tried to push them away, they remained. That childhood moment, the one you are beginning to remember now, was proof of who you truly are. It was an initiation, a sign that you were meant for something greater. It was the first time the universe revealed itself to you, the first time you caught a glimpse of the path that was laid out before you. But why now? Why is this memory resurfacing at this moment in your life? Because now, you are ready. The struggles, the hardships, the moments of doubt you have faced over the years were not accidents. They were preparing you for this. Every challenge, every loss, every setback was shaping you, refining you, forcing you to become the person you were always meant to be. And now, you are standing at the threshold of something extraordinary. You are awakening. You are stepping into the truth that has always been inside you. You are beginning to see beyond the illusions, beyond the distractions, beyond the lies the world has fed you. You are beginning to remember. And once you fully remember, you will never see yourself the same way again. The moment from your childhood was not just a random experience. It was an activation. A moment that marked you as different, as chosen. It was a sign that you were meant to rise, meant to step into a reality that most people will never even glimpse. But stepping into that reality requires one thing: belief. Because as much as you are being called to remember, as much as you are being shown the truth, none of it will matter if you do not believe. If you allow doubt to creep in, if you allow the voices of the world to tell you that this is all in your head, you will lose the very thing you were meant to claim. This is why so many never awaken. They feel the call, they hear the whispers, but they push them away. They convince themselves that it is nothing more than imagination. And in doing so, they walk away from their destiny. But you are not like them. You are still here. You are still listening. And that means you are ready. So now, ask yourself, what was that moment? What is the memory that has been tugging at the edges of your mind since you started listening to this message? What have you ignored, pushed aside, convinced yourself was meaningless? Because that is where the answer lies. Maybe it was a voice you heard in a dream, telling you something that you didn't understand at the time. Maybe it was an encounter with a stranger who said something to you that seemed random, but for some reason, you never forgot it. Maybe it was an overwhelming sense of peace that washed over you in the middle of chaos, a feeling so strong that it left you breathless. Whatever it was, it is the key. And now, you must unlock what has been hidden. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need to. Let your mind go back to that time. Let yourself feel what you felt in that moment. Let yourself remember. Because the moment you do, something inside you will click into place. A part of you that has been waiting for this very moment will finally awaken. And when it does, everything will change. The reason this message is reaching you now is because the universe knows you are ready. You have been prepared for this, even when you didn't realize it. The hardships, the confusion, the feeling of being lost, all of it was leading you here. And now, you are standing at the doorway of something new. But the choice is yours. You can continue living as you have, pushing aside what you feel, convincing yourself that this is just another thought that will pass. Or you can step forward. You can embrace what you are feeling. You can claim the truth that has been waiting for you all along. Because once you do, there is no going back. The world will not look the same to you. The way you see yourself will change. The things that once mattered will fade away, and new priorities will take their place. But more than anything, you will feel something you have not felt in a long time. Peace. Because for the first time, you will know, beyond any doubt, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is your time. This is your moment. And soon, you will see why. Everything that has ever happened in your life has led you to this moment. Every choice, every experience, every struggle, it was all part of something greater, something you couldn't see before but are beginning to see now. The shift has already started, whether you realize it or not. The signs have been appearing, the messages have been sent, and deep inside, you have felt it. You have noticed how certain things don't feel the same anymore. The people around you, The things you used to enjoy, the way you used to think, it's all changing. Some of it feels like it's slipping away, while other things seem to be coming into your life unexpectedly. You have started to see through the illusions, to notice things you once ignored. The words people say to you, the way the world operates, the patterns that used to repeat in your life, they all look different now. You are waking up to something that has always been there. This is not something that is going to happen to you in the future. It is happening right now. The shift began the moment you started feeling the restlessness inside you, the moment you realized that the life you have been living is not the life you were meant to live. That feeling is not just dissatisfaction. It is your soul trying to break free from the limitations that have been placed on it. Look at how your relationships have changed. The people you once felt connected to don't seem to understand you anymore. Conversations that used to be engaging now feel shallow, empty. The things you used to tolerate from others now feel unbearable. The drama, the negativity, the meaningless distractions, they no longer have the same effect on you. That is because you are shifting to a higher awareness. Your energy is changing, and those who do not match that energy will start to fade from your life. You may have noticed that you are spending more time alone, that you are seeking solitude in ways you never have before. This is not loneliness. This is alignment. When you are stepping into your true self, you need time to process, time to separate yourself from the noise of the world. You are being pulled toward a deeper understanding, a greater purpose, and that requires space to grow. At the same time, you may have started encountering people who seem to come into your life at just the right moment. Strangers who say something that feels like it was meant for you. A conversation that gives you exactly the answer you were looking for. A book, a message, or random thought that appears at just the right time. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Signs that you are on the right path, that everything is aligning exactly as it should. And then there are the dreams. Your dreams have started to shift, haven't they? You are seeing things that feel more real than they should. Maybe you are dreaming of places you've never been, people you've never met. Maybe you are hearing voices, receiving messages, experiencing things in your sleep that feel more like memories than imagination. That is because your subconscious mind is trying to communicate with you. The truth that has been hidden from you for so long is starting to reveal itself, piece by piece, in ways that your conscious mind is only just beginning to grasp. You are not imagining these things. You are remembering. Think about the moments in your life when you have felt an unexplainable pull towards something. A choice you made that didn't make sense at the time but ended up leading you exactly where you needed to be. A feeling that told you to walk away from a situation, even when you couldn't explain why. A knowing that something was about to happen before it did. These moments are proof that you have always been guided. Even in the times when you felt lost, when you felt abandoned, when you questioned whether there was any meaning to it all, you were never alone. Everything you have been through has been shaping you, refining you, preparing you for what is to come. The setbacks, the failures, the heartbreaks, they were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to transform you. They were meant to strip away the false layers, to remove the things that were never meant for you in the first place. And now, you are stepping into a new reality. That is why certain things are no longer working for you. That is why the old ways, the old habits, the old cycles feel like they are breaking apart. You cannot take them with you where you are going. The universe is clearing space in your life, making room for what is truly meant for you. You have noticed that things that once seemed difficult are beginning to fall into place more easily. The answers you have been searching for are coming to you faster. The confusion you once felt is starting to fade. This is because you are aligning with your true path. The moment you step into that alignment, resistance begins to dissolve. The struggles you once faced no longer hold the same power over you. But with this transformation comes a responsibility. You can no longer pretend to be what you are not. You can no longer shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You can no longer allow fear to dictate your choices. You are being called to rise, to step fully into who you were always meant to be. That means letting go of everything that is holding you back. The fear, the doubt, the hesitation, these are not yours to carry anymore. They were given to you by a world that wanted to keep you small. But you are not small. You never were. The moment you fully embrace this truth, the moment you release everything that is not aligned with your highest purpose, your entire reality will shift. You will start seeing the opportunities that have always been there, hidden in plain sight. You will begin to attract the right people, the right circumstances, the right experiences. Things that once felt impossible will become effortless. The struggles that once consumed you will lose their power over you. But this can only happen if you are willing to let go. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the fear of what others will think. Let go of the belief that you are not good enough, not worthy enough, not capable enough. These are illusions. They have never been real. The moment you stop believing in them, they will cease to exist. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to follow the same path as everyone else. That is why you have always felt different. That is why you have always questioned things that others accepted without thought. That is why you have always felt like there was something more waiting for you. And now, that something more is revealing itself to you. Pay attention to what is happening around you. The conversations you are having, the people who are showing up in your life, the way things are aligning in ways you never expected. These are signs. These are messages. These are confirmations that you are on the right path. And if you ever start to doubt, if you ever start to feel lost again, just remember this: nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. What is coming cannot be stopped. You are stepping into a reality that most people will never experience. A reality where you are no longer bound by the limitations the world has placed upon you. A reality where you are fully aligned with your purpose, your power, your truth. And very soon, the people around you will start to see it. They will notice the change in you. They will sense the energy shifting around you. Some will be drawn to it, inspired by it, wanting to understand how you have transformed. Others will fear it, resist it, try to pull you back into the version of yourself that they were comfortable with. But you cannot go back. Not now. Not after everything you have seen. Because once you step into this new reality, once you fully embrace who you were meant to be, everything in your life will change. And the best part? This is only the beginning. You have reached the moment where there is no turning back. Everything that has led you to this point has been a preparation, a path that has been unfolding long before you even realized it. The truth has been whispered to you in dreams, in strange encounters, in unexplainable moments of clarity that came when you least expected them. And now, it is time to fully embrace what has always been meant for you. You are not the same person you were before you heard this message. Something inside you has already shifted, a knowing that cannot be ignored. You feel it in the way your mind has been racing, in the way your heart has been responding to every word, in the way you cannot shake the feeling that this message was meant for you. This is not just another passing thought. This is your calling. This is the moment you must decide whether you will step forward or remain where you have always been. The illusions of the world have kept you in a cycle of forgetting. Every time you have felt the truth rise up inside you, there was something, someone, a situation, a distraction, that pulled you back into the ordinary. The world does not want you to wake up. The world does not want you to realize how powerful you truly are. Because the moment you do, everything changes. Look at your life right now. Look at the patterns that have been repeating, the struggles you have been facing, the feelings that have been stirring inside you. These are not coincidences. These are signals, telling you that you are at a crossroads. You have a choice to make. You can continue living the way you always have, pretending that nothing has changed, ignoring the signs that have been placed in front of you. Or you can step fully into your destiny. This is the moment where the universe is asking you a question. Do you believe? Do you believe that you were meant for more? Do you believe that you were chosen for something greater? Do you believe that the voice inside you, the one that has been trying to get your attention for years, is telling you the truth? Because if you do, then you can no longer live in doubt. You can no longer question whether or not you are ready. You are ready. That is why you are here. That is why you are listening to this message. That is why everything in your life has been leading you to this exact moment. It is time to rise. The people who doubted you, the ones who underestimated you, the ones who never saw your true potential, they will not recognize you after this. Because you are not the same person anymore. The old version of you, the one who hesitated, who questioned, who feared stepping into the unknown, that version is fading away. In its place, a new version of you is emerging. One that is aligned, powerful, unstoppable. But transformation is not just about believing. It is about action. The shift is happening inside you, but it must also happen outside you. The choices you make from this moment on will determine whether or not you truly step into your purpose. Because the truth is, not everyone who hears this message will act on it. Not everyone will be willing to break free from the old patterns, the old fears, the old limitations. The ones who do, however, will see their lives change in ways they never imagined. The world around you may try to convince you that nothing has changed. You may wake up tomorrow and see the same surroundings, face the same people, deal with the same problems. But the difference is, you are not the same anymore. And because you are not the same, the way you respond to the world must change as well. You cannot allow yourself to fall back into the same doubts, the same distractions, the same fears. You cannot let the world pull you back into forgetting. You must make a conscious decision every single day to align yourself with the truth that has been revealed to you. Start by paying attention. Pay attention to the thoughts that enter your mind. The negative ones, the ones that tell you you are not good enough, that this is just a passing feeling, that nothing will truly change, those are the voices of the past. They are the remnants of an old mindset that is no longer yours to carry. You do not have to listen to them. You do not have to accept them as truth. Pay attention to the people in your life. There will be those who support you, who recognize the change in you, who encourage you to keep going. But there will also be those who try to bring you back to where you used to be. They will question you, doubt you, remind you of your past mistakes. These are the people who fear change, who do not understand the transformation happening inside you. You cannot let them define your path. Pay attention to the signs. They will not always be loud. Sometimes they will come in the form of a quiet whisper, a feeling in your gut, an unexpected opportunity that presents itself when you least expect it. The more you listen, the clearer they will become. The more you trust, the more they will guide you exactly where you are meant to go. And above all, pay attention to yourself. You have spent too much of your life looking outside for answers. Searching for validation, for permission, for confirmation that you are allowed to step into your purpose. But the truth is, you have always had the answers inside you. You have always known, on some level, who you truly are. The only thing that was missing was your belief in yourself. But now, there is no more waiting. You do not need more signs. You do not need more proof. You do not need to question whether or not you are ready. You are ready. You always have been. The final step is yours to take. This is the moment where you declare, not just with your words, but with your actions, that you are stepping fully into your purpose. That you are no longer living in hesitation, in fear, in uncertainty. That you are accepting what has always been meant for you. Because once you do, the universe will respond. The shift that has already begun inside you will start to reflect outside of you. You will start to see opportunities where there were once obstacles. You will feel clarity where there was once confusion. You will move with certainty where there was once hesitation. And the people around you will see it. They will see the confidence in your eyes, the energy in your presence, the strength in your voice. Some will be drawn to it. Some will be intimidated by it. But none will be able to ignore it. Because when you step fully into who you are meant to be, the world has no choice but to adjust to you. This is the beginning of something greater than you can imagine. And very soon, you will see exactly why.